You guys hear me? Steve, thank you for that interesting introduction. So thank you all for coming. My name is Agrawal, and I'm the co-founder of GreekPull. GreekPull is a crowdfunding platform specially built and designed for fraternities and sororities. So the biggest problem in Greek life today is raising money from alumni. After performing over 200 customer interviews, we found out that the main reason alumni do not donate to their undergraduate fraternity or sorority is lack of connection. They don't keep in touch with the alumni that they went to school with in the past, and they don't keep up with their undergraduate chapters. And because they no longer have that connection, they don't feel the need to donate. Right now, the forms of communication to reach alumni are emails and cold calls. Not only are those forms of communication annoying, they're time-consuming, and they're not effective, and they don't solve the problem of alumni engagement. But what we've done is we've created a solution that not only engages alumni, but makes them want to give back to their fraternity or sorority. So through our customer discovery, we met a good-looking fox like Brad. Now Brad is a real person. This is what he really looks like, very good-looking. And he is the head of alumni relations for his undergraduate chapter at Purdue University. Now Brad has one goal, and that's to raise as much money from alumni as possible. Unfortunately, Brad was having a very difficult time with this. 2 months prior from us first meeting Brad, he was raising money for a new member scholarship. He was using the forms of communication we just talked about, emails and cold calls. Brad unfortunately raised barely any money and was annoyed at the amount of cold calls he had to do just to get practically $0 in his account. So we met with Brad and said there's got to be a better solution to this. There's got to be a way to do this efficiently and a way to get results from fundraising money from these alumni. And so what we did is we created a crowdfunding platform that allows alumni to come on our platform, find each other, engage with other alumni, and connect with their undergraduate chapter. We had Brad set up a 30-minute campaign video, simple description video. It took a total of 30 minutes for him to create. And then what we did is we teamed up with Brad's national organization. And what his national organization did is they took Brad's campaign and sent it out to every alumni in their database, thousands of alumni across the country. The results were phenomenal. Within 3 weeks, Brad actually exceeded his goal that he wanted, raising $615, and he was only trying to raise $600. Not bad for 30 minutes of his time. What's even more interesting is Brad was able to raise way more money than he did using his traditional methods 2 months prior. And these are the exact results that we wanted. And so with this, we knew that we had a solution to solve the biggest problem in our market. Now Chuck is an alumni of Brad's chapter. He's a successful business owner, and he's 45 years old. I like to joke around and call Chuck Scrooge, sorry if he's in the crowd, Chuck, because he's never donated $1 back to his organization. However, the first time Chuck came onto GreekPull, he found out that he could connect with alumni that he hadn't kept in touch with for 20-something years. Chuck actually came onto our platform, saw our alumni database that we had, and could pinpoint which alumni he wanted to connect with and interact with them. Chuck could also receive cool rewards for his donations. So for instance, this chapter in particular gave out a signed basketball from their entire fraternity when an alumni donated $50 or more. So Chuck got to re-engage and get cool rewards for his donations. For the first time in his life, Chuck donated back to his chapter through GreekPull. This is a true story. So what we were able to do was take an alumni who was completely disengaged, first engage him, and then get him to donate money. Now the real benefactor of this system is on the national level. Phil is the president of the national fraternity for Brad's chapter, so he oversees all the local chapters in the nation. And Phil's job is to get as many alumni engaged as possible. Luckily for Phil, we solved that problem. We're bringing in alumni who are disengaged, and we're allowing his members to raise money in an efficient way. Now these are campaigns on Indiegogo and Kickstarter. And what's interesting is when you look at the amount of campaigns fundraised on Indiegogo and Kickstarter, and then the amount of campaigns related to Greek life on Indiegogo and Kickstarter, there's a huge drop in success. Barely any campaigns uploaded from fraternities and sororities on Indiegogo and Kickstarter get funded. And the reason is Greek alumni and alumni in general aren't Indiegogo and Kickstarter's target market. They don't go out and solve the alumni engagement problem. And that's why fraternities and sororities struggle so much getting campaigns fundraised on other platforms. We've been able to get campaigns funded on our platform, and we've had success. And that's what's been separating us from other crowdfunding platforms on the market when it comes to Greek life. In addition, we're a three-sided market, which separates us from other crowdfunding platforms that you're seeing. Local chapters can put up campaigns, alumni fund them. But what's interesting is the national organizations pay to use our system. They pay an annual fee, but they're also our partners. To give you an example, one of our national partners is Theta Tau. In 1 week, Theta Tau is sending 6,000 emails to their entire alumni and undergraduate base, telling their members and alumni to check out GreekPull and see what it can offer them. That's completely free marketing for us. At the same time, we have free access to their national conferences. 3 weeks ago, we presented GreekPull at the Washington University in St. Louis to over 50 local chapter representatives around the nation. After we presented, we had 22 new requests to put up campaigns. All of that was free. So far, we've had 32 requests to put up campaigns. We've had 4 national partners, and we have 27 paying customers. Our first 4 partners are not paying an annual fee, and the reason for that is right now we're in our pilot launch. So we're getting as many customers as possible and talking to them so we can iterate our product. So after our 6-month pilot launch, we will be charging that annual fee. And we've already begun talks with those 4 pilot chapters to institute that. And just last week, we entered our final stage in closing a new national chapter who will be paying that $10,000 annual fee. Our revenue model is straightforward. 7% transaction fee from every donation. Pretty standard for crowdfunding platforms that we're seeing today. What separates us is our recurring revenue. We charge 10 cents per alumni of the national organization, which comes out to an average of $8,000 plus a $2,000 setup and maintenance fee for the year. And like I said, just last week, we begun the final stages of closing our first annual deal. $1.1 billion is put in the Greek system every year from donations. And what's interesting about that is only 20% of the university population is Greek. And to give you guys an example, there's a chapter at San Diego State University that just built a $27 million fraternity house. That money primarily came from Greek alumni. When we look on the university scale, we see something even more impressive. 75% of the money donated to universities comes from Greek alumni. That's $22.5 billion. And what we're able to do by engaging new alumni like Chuck is taking that $22.5 billion market and putting money back into the Greek system, expanding on that $1.1 billion Greek life market. We have a phenomenal team. My good-looking co-founder, Gus Ahi, we call him the hustler because he literally does sales and marketing 24/7. Those 200 plus customer interviews that I stated before, he led the charge on that. Agosta was the youngest person at the University of San Diego to be offered an internship at Ernst & Young and turned down a full-time job offer from Ernst & Young to work on the startup full-time. Myself, I was a fraternity president as an undergraduate student. I held the most positions in the history of my chapter, as well as awarded Brother of the Year my senior year. I also turned down a full-time job offer from Wells Fargo to work on the startup full-time. Cody Ko is our tech. He's helped us build our minimum viable product, and now is iterating our product, getting it ready for it to scale. We have an amazing advisory board. Daniel Todd, co-founder of Zanga. His company was #7 on Inc.'s 500 fastest growing companies. Pat Daly, our domain expert, written over 1,000 Greek life articles and published 2 Greek life books. David Barrett, CEO and founder of Expensify, which has been all over Forbes magazine. And of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Tony Shai, who's been an integral part of our development during the Velocity program. Our minimum viable product, the product we are currently using right now, we built in 2 weeks. The total cost that we paid for it was $500. And with that product, we were able to get a campaign fully funded, have 27 paying customers, have 4 national partnerships, and are now in the final stages of closing a $10,000 deal. We validated our business, and now it's time to scale. We're raising $350,000 for our seed round. We already have 20,000 committed. Over half the fraternities and sororities in the nation are located in Indiana, and a majority of those are located in Indianapolis. We want to move ourselves to Indianapolis, secure more partnerships, and secure this business. I look forward to any questions you have. Please see me at my booth. Thank you so much, guys.